Welcome to another episode of LLMs in the real world. At first glance, these two questions might look very similar. Both are asking for information, but behind the scenes, they require two very different systems. One question asks for knowledge. The other requires access to live data. Understanding this difference is critical when building AI systems. Retrieval-Augmented Generation is designed to answer questions using stored information. The system retrieves relevant documents, policies, manuals, or knowledge base articles. Those documents are inserted into the model's context window. Then the language model generates a response using that information. RAG works best when the answer exists inside documents. But Retrieval-Augmented Generation has an important limitation. It can retrieve knowledge, but it cannot perform actions. If a user asks, "What is my current bank balance?" the answer isn't inside a static document. It requires querying a live system. To solve these problems, modern AI systems allow language models to use tools. A tool might be a database query, an external API, a search engine, a calculator, or another software system. Instead of answering directly, the model can call a tool to obtain the correct information. When a user asks a question, the model first decides whether it needs a tool. If a tool is required, the model generates a structured request. The system then executes the tool call. Once the result returns, the model uses that information to produce the final response. Tools allow language models to interact with real systems. For example, checking the weather, booking a meeting, querying a product database, performing complex calculations. In these cases, the model is no longer just generating text. It is orchestrating real operations. The difference between RAG and tools can be summarized simply. RAG retrieves knowledge. Tools perform actions. If the answer exists in a document, RAG is usually the right solution. If the answer requires interacting with a system, a tool is required. Most real AI systems combine both approaches. The model retrieves knowledge from documents when necessary, and it calls tools when actions or live data are required. This hybrid architecture allows AI assistants to handle a much wider range of tasks. But combining RAG and tools introduces new challenges. The system must decide. Should it retrieve documents? Should it call a tool? Or should it ask the user for more information? Designing these decision systems is a key part of building reliable AI products. In modern AI architectures, language models are not just text generators. They act as orchestrators. They decide when to retrieve information. They decide when to call tools. And they combine these capabilities to solve complex problems. But how do we measure whether these systems are actually working well? How do we evaluate LLM performance in real applications? In the next episode, we'll explore the challenge of evaluating LLM systems in production. Thanks for watching and stay curious.